What's up? This is JP Miller with Career Inclusive. In this video, I'm going to show you how to write a strong resume specifically for a product manager. Let's get into it. This candidate has more than 10 years of experience in analysis, research, and software development. She's ready to take the next step as a product manager, and it's going to be important for her to show technical, interpersonal, and leadership skills. Ideally, we'd be able to show this resume in one page, and we can get it from 2 pages to 1 page with some tinkering. However, since she has more than 10 years of experience, a 2-pager is going to be acceptable. That said, always assume that your recruiter will only see the first page of a resume because they read resumes in 6 seconds or less. Starting at the headline, we can remove the date of birth. Age is never relevant to your candidacy. It's never relevant. Never list your date of birth. We can remove the labels as well because this information is self-evident. We'll show contact information on the left and the right margins to save lines. So we could show the location, and all you need in the address is your city and state or city and country. If you're in a very popular city, you really only need the city, like London or Tokyo or New York. All right, let's talk about the summary statement. Leading with an accurate and concise personal brand can help increase personal engagement with recruiters, especially when you're a fresher or you're a career changer. Now, if you're a senior in your field, or you're a mid-level, or you're already in your field and you're just looking for the next step, then you don't need a summary statement. Avoid the summary statement. Show your most impressive work in the bullet points. For this resume, I would normally lean towards, hey, we don't need a summary statement. But since the candidate has not actually been working as a product manager, it's okay to have it, and we can make this a strong, quick statement with a little bit of reworking. So we're going to start with the personal brand. We're going to remove the word I because the resume is all about you. The resume is all about the candidate. So we never need to say I, me, my, those words. We can just open with strong verbs or strong personal brand messages. So this summary is going to become product manager experienced in building products to solve blind spots and create new solutions for businesses and users. Okay, in the work experience section, we don't need to list the number of years of experience in total. So we'll get rid of this 12 years and 7 months bit. We can show top level entries in a single line. So we're going to simplify these top level entries here and make sure these dates don't wrap over 2 lines. So what you're going to show is your position, and then the company, and then the date. And I'll make those edits now so you can get a visual on that. So you can see how a top level entry looks in 1 line. The other thing we'll do is remove these tasks because bullet points are more about your biggest accomplishments. You don't really want to focus on your day-to-day tasks. It's weak, it's boring, it's mundane. Focus on the big things that you do or have done. The other thing for this, we've got a complication here because we're showing work experience and then we're also trying to show projects inside of that. It'd be much better to just pull these key project bullets out of the experience, create a projects section, just like you have a work experience section to be projects, and then you would show 2 or 3 specific projects, like a chatbot project and other, like a data analysis or a master data management project. You'd show these projects and then have these bullets under those projects. So it's very simple structure, very simple formatting. Very easy for a stranger who has no idea about your past experience to read this very quickly and then understand and be prompted to call you for an interview because they want you to do these awesome things for their company. Another thing about bullets is you always want them to be as simple as possible. Open with action verbs. Try to make the action verbs as unique as possible, which we've done a pretty good job of here. And then show technologies that you've used as appropriate, or software that you've used, and name a quantified accomplishment to show concrete evidence of what you've done. Let's look at the second page. So going towards the second page, we have an entry here that's older than 10 years. Normally I'd say we can get rid of that. There's an exception here though, because the kind of jobs that this candidate is interested in want to see some programming experience. So for this specific candidate, I would say let's leave this experience, even though it's older than 10 years. And one thing we will change is programmer. You never want to call yourself a programmer. It's not as strong branding. We will call yourself a software engineer. Programmers, like quote unquote programmers, make less money than quote unquote software engineers, even though you're largely doing the same thing. So never call yourself a programmer. And when you're looking for work, don't look for programmer jobs. Look for software engineering roles, or whatever specific type of software engineer you're looking for. Let's go to education. Here, education, just like top level entries, we can show this in a single line, and we only need to show the graduation date. We don't need the opening date. So I'm going to fix that, and you'll have a visual on that. So you can see what an education entry can look like in a single line. If we needed to, we would abbreviate Bachelor's of Engineering to B.ENG, and we've got the degree first, and then the university, and then the graduation date. If you've got any relevant certifications that you've completed recently, then be sure to add those as well. Let's go to the skills section. In the skills, we don't need to list soft skills in the skills section. We should try to show these in bullet points. If you absolutely cannot show these in bullet points, then okay, let's put these skills in, especially skills like critical thinking, analytical thinking, problem solving. These skills in negotiation, these are emerging skills, soft skills that are highly critical and highly in demand and low in supply. So we do want to show these things, but it would be better to show them in bullet points. Very common skills like MS Office do not need to be in the resume unless it's in the job description. And you can work to match your skill keywords with the job description by going to jobscan.com, and that'll help you identify those critical keywords that should absolutely be in your resume. One more thing here is we only want to show one skill section. We don't need 3 different skills sections. Show languages as part of your skills. All this keyword stuff here, put in a category. Or if you want to show all expert, intermediate, novice, do that. I want to use the word good here. It's just too generic. And finally, we can remove these personal skills. Cycling and badminton's not relevant to your candidacy. You'll get to know your coworkers after you've got hired. It's fine to show some volunteer work or community involvement. This is a great way to help show your work ethic and character. If you can fit 1 or 2 community service entries in a single page, that's great. If volunteer work goes to a second page, it's okay because it's not going to make or break your resume. All right, folks, that's it for me. I am JP with Career Inclusive. If you want help with your resume, LinkedIn profile, cover letter, give me a call. Go to careerinclusive.com, set up an appointment, and let's talk. Let's help you accelerate your career.